Okay, hi, welcome back. All right, Astral Travel, Part 2. So this happened a couple of weeks ago. A couple of days of meditating, in the zone, and I was specifically listening to uh, the meditation Project Gateway. Yeah, Project Gateway tapes, and I think it was the one right before they want you to travel to like the year 2050. So it was a tape before that, and just listening to it, falling asleep, pretty tired. You know, in the room, everything's dark, everything's off, and start to go to sleep, and I can hear the guy talking, and the waves crashing at the beaches, and the frequency sounds, and all of a sudden, I started feeling the vibration again, and I immediately went to an astral plane or astral realm, which was different from me pulling out, into the body, and into my, outside. I just went straight into like a realm, and then so right when I got into there, I knew I was in the realm, and I was like excited. I was like, yes, I did it again. So now I'm in the realm, looking around, and kind of like a pastel color, mountains, with a clear road, nothing really around. But I knew it was in the astral plane. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? And then from afar, I could kind of see somebody coming. So I kind of hesitated for a little bit, and then once the person got closer, I realized it was a little boy that I had seen next door the first time I had astral projected. And it's right there I knew, okay, this kid's probably what they call like your spirit guide. Someone who comes that like innocent, somebody you seem like you can trust, like a malevolent type of person. So I recognized him, and I said, this is the same little kid. So he's there, I'm looking around, so I said, where am I gonna go? And I'm trying to think of like, a friend's house or like a girlfriend's house I can go and visit and hang out with. And so I'm trying to think, and nothing was happening. I was like, well, I guess my friends are in this realm, so I can't visit anybody. So that didn't work. So I said, I guess I'm just gonna fly. So I start flying, and the little kid starts flying, and we're kind of flying. I said, I always wanted to see how far up I can go. Maybe try to like get to the moon, or go to space, and start flying all the way up. And then all of a sudden, like it stopped. Like I couldn't go any further, and we're kind of just like sitting. I don't know if it was like a building or like a top of a mountain. We're just kind of just standing there, like because we couldn't go any further up. So we're standing there, and I'm looking around, trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now? So I started looking around in my pockets, and I see that I had a cell phone, and then I pulled out a passport. Now this is the weird part. I don't know if you guys can help or if you have any experience with this, but I look at the passport, and I open it up, and I can see a huge picture. It looks like my face, but then the writing, it looked like it was kind of like in Russian, like I had like a Russian identity, and I couldn't make out what it was saying or what it read or what the name was. And I'm trying to like take pictures with the phone that I had, in this realm, thinking that it's gonna save it, it'll show up in my phone here in my reality, and trying to take pictures and try to type what it says, and I can't understand it because in my mind it looked like it was like Russian writing. So I just put it away, and then like the kid, then he pulls out like a piece of paper he has, and it's like a letter that he wrote to like his mom, and it says something like, I love you, mom, and thank you for everything. But it felt like it was like his, like it was like a personal letter that he had wrote. And so I'm reading that, and then I'm looking at the passport. There wasn't really much that went on in this specific little realm. And then all of a sudden my alarm went off in the morning, and I had to wake up. Um, but I thought it was great because, like I said, just like the instant, feeling that you knew that you're in the dream state or in that realm, the astral realm, just because I knew I was listening to those frequency sounds. And right when I felt that I was traveling, I showed up in that place, and I instantly knew. And my first person, like, I did it again. I'm here. And like I said, instantly able to fly like there was nothing. The little kid shows up. That was another sign showing me that the person that shows up is your spirit guide every time that I go into these realms. Now, the next night, I did it again, but I had already dreamed earlier that night. I had kind of like a lucid dream, and then went back to sleep. I said I'm gonna try to astral project this time, and I was able to pull out the same method, pull out of my body, go through the wall, and this time I got too excited, And right when I went outside, I started running. I was feeling the side of the wall, and then I guess I was either too tired or I got too excited. But as I'm running, I just started fading away, and I got pulled back out of that realm. So it's just a little taste, but it just shows that you have to be really, um, really prayed up, really meditated up, and have enough consciousness and energy to be able to get the full feel of the experience. But like I said, I had already dreamed earlier that night, and I was trying too much, too hard to do more of it and go back into that state. And so I have to kind of limit myself and like just practice a little bit better. But like, so I'm getting better at it. It's just like the environment, the settings, the sounds have to be right. A few tips that I can give people that are new to this, and wondering how can this ever happen and when will it happen. First, you have to be sober. You have to be 100% sober. No smoking, no drinking. Um, Stay off of your phones. Um, Complete silence, black, dark. Maybe have some sound, but not light projecting to where you feel like you're going to be up. Like I said, those audio tapes help because of the frequency and the sounds, and then they get you into that meditative state. You do have to train your body. You have to be zen, peace, not stressed out and have a lot of things in your mind and distraction, because it'll disrupt that flow and that energy for you to get to that level. So that's my part two. Any questions, comments, reach out to me, like, share, and we'll see you in the next one.